I appreciate you checking out this video. Before I continue, I want you to go to theultimatejetguide.com, where I've put together a full guide for jet buyers like yourself. So if you're looking to buy a jet, you can use Renee's 7-step connect process in the following way. Step 1, communicate with yourself. That means know what you want. You know, what do you want in a jet? What's the why behind it? How many people are you taking with you? How far are you going? How big of a cabin do you want? What's your budget? So communicate with yourself. Step 2, own that. You know, own yourself. And what I mean by that is, like, humility is really good. You know, I think a lot of times buyers will call and they feel like they have to know everything and they have to impress the brokers. That's not, you don't have to worry about that. It's my job as a broker to impress you with my knowledge. You don't need to impress me. If you know, ask good questions. It's okay not to know the answers. So know why you're buying the jet, know like your own situation personally, and know your limitations. Like maybe you're just starting out in the process. So own that, you know, when you're having those conversations.
And Tom, I just want to interject because that was such a powerful point you made.
Yeah.
And I want to reiterate this, and I want you to highlight and bold it for those of you watching. You are not supposed to know everything. And that's where we all trip ourselves up, is we put on this persona like, I know everything. No, I know everything about communication. Guess what, guys? I'm an expert, and I don't know everything about communication. But I am a student, and when I don't know something, I'll say, actually, I'm not clear on that, but let me find the answer, and I'll get back to you. And you know what that does? Man, it makes you trust me, because I am woman enough and strong enough to let you know that I don't know.
Yep.
So lean into that, and that's what helps you to connect on a deeper level.
Yep, 100%. So as a buyer coming in using the connect method, you're going to communicate with yourself, know what you want, know why you're buying, know your status as a buyer, owning that, you know, and having humility, and it's okay not to know. Step 3, nail your info. Have specific questions that you want to ask a jet broker. You know, specific questions about the aircraft, maybe, you know, who owned it, why are they selling, you know, all those questions that we kind of go over, but have an idea of not just what's the price. You know, you want to get the story behind the jet, so know the information that you want to ask before you call. Step 4, what's your story? And find out the story about the jet, like I was alluding to before. Why are they selling? You know, where has it been? All that kind of stuff. But what's your story? And share that with the broker. Why are you buying? Why now? Why this jet? You know, what's the inspiration? Because that's going to create a connection so that you can find someone to work with. Because buying a jet, you need someone to work with, whether it's a pilot, mechanic, broker, etc. So know your story and share your story with the broker or the seller. That's going to help you go further in negotiations. Step 5, energize. I love it. Energize through movement. And there's nothing that's going to energize the buying process more than going out and seeing jets. Like if you have the opportunity to go and see it, or maybe you got to send somebody else to go see it, but the more activity you put into the buying process, the more energized that process is going to be, and the better for you it's going to be, the more hands-on you can be with the buying process. So energize through movement. 6, be a listener. No, yes, complete listening. Listen to the broker, listen to the seller, and don't get upset. This is the biggest thing that kills deal. People get upset because they don't listen. They don't take a step back to process the information that gets delivered to them. Maybe they find out, hey, this aircraft doesn't have air conditioning. You thought it did. Take a moment, process it. Hey, you make an offer and the guy counters, and you think his counter offer is completely unreasonable. Take a second, process, and then we react. So listen to gain that connection, which will give you the advantage as you continue through the negotiations and we progress to the deal. And of course, last but not least, but talk from the heart. And that's, I know some people when they buy a jet, they treat it like a business transaction, and it's, just get me the lowest price, the best deal. I don't typically work well with those individuals. I'm more of the kind of person that, let's have a conversation, let's laugh together, let's, commiserate together if something happens, and we'll talk from the heart. Like, let's get to that heart level, because that's really where you're going to see stuff happen in a transaction. It doesn't happen on the superficial level when you just get the price, the photos, the specs, the maintenance run. When you really start, when you're ready to buy a jet, it goes quickly from the head territory into the heart territory, and the quicker you can get there by being open and honest with whoever you're speaking with is going to serve you best.
Woo!
Oh,
Yes! Damn, do you see how beautifully though, right? It makes it so simple and clear. Like
Yeah.
if you just follow those 7 steps, that's
Yep.
you're good. You're golden. And,
Yep.
and those are simple things you can remember. You can again start to adopt today. After listening to this, you can start to adopt these steps.